if I if I did not hit that record button, I would have a lot of people very upset with me later this evening when they couldn't hear this call again. So now that that's taken care of, I will turn the call over to a young lady in Evansville, Indiana, who is doing remarkable things in her market and around the country. And her background is a fund development manager, and she can tell you whatever else you would like about herself. The awesome Leigh Perry. Leigh, the room's yours.
Thanks so much. Appreciate that, Mr. Awesome. Steve Beck, good to have you on, sir. Thank you so much for doing such a great job kicking us off and such interesting music selections. That's what I love about Steve. He keeps us young with our music selections. And really excited tonight. Annette Zobar, our story coordinator, has been trying to coordinate a story, and we managed to get all the parts and pieces aligned. So we have a story tonight, Ms. Zobar.
So much, both Leigh and Steve. Great starting. Yes, it is story time. My name is Annette Zobar, background QuickBooks consulting. Why are we telling this story when we have so many other things to do? Stories are important. It's how we share the incredible impact Legal Shield has had on our lives. They motivate us and help us make connections. So pay attention to the story, and you might be able to use it yourself. So to Chester, Illinois, to hear from Mr. Dan Johnson. Dan, Zoom is yours.
Thank you, Annette. I am Dan Johnson from Westchester, waterproofed. Every time it rained, we got a river. The company we hired had to dig outside to replace the drain tile. And in the basement, they dug to install a sub pump and backup. While jackhammering, they hit the water main. They apologized and said they'd fix the problem. We got the village out to shut the water off. The village said they had to not only fix the water main, but they had to replace the complete water system out to the street because the water now contained lead. The estimated cost was going to be $23,000. The company now claimed that they weren't responsible and I'd have to pay. Legal Shield gave me an attorney that not only explained my rights, but was at my side through the entire process. We were able to scare them with the threat of a lawsuit and a claim on their insurance. It was fixed at their expense. The 23 grand of savings has covered my membership to the end of this century. At that time, I'll have to decide whether to renew. Thanks, Annette. Back to you.
Well, you said that was a great story, and it really was. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm glad we finally were able to get you in. So we only have one story tonight to save time for our speaker, but remember, stories are important. This was a great one. And if you have a story, even if it's not what you think is a really great one, let me know, because we need to hear them so we can share them. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Annette. And we really appreciate you coordinating these stories. And folks, if you need to know how to reach out to Annette, you can go to our calendar, successpartnerscalendar.com, and her contact information is there, thanks to Alice. And now it is truly an honor and privilege, because I know what's following. Mr. John Drennan, our leader, Success Partners. He is a very successful entrepreneur. He is a fantastic coach. He's a great educator and now a wonderful author, a good mentor and friend to all of us. Mr. Drennan, the Zoom is yours, sir.
Well, Leigh, thanks so much. Kudos to what we've heard tonight. And Steve Beck, thanks for kicking it off with that music and getting us, in the right frame of mind. And also, I just love that story. I mean, Dan shared a story that any one of us could experience, and $23,000. How do you navigate that if you don't have Legal Shield? The answer is really, you don't. You can't. So love the story. I'm glad we fit that in tonight. And I'm super glad for what's next. Many of you, probably all of you know who or know of Frank and Teresa Aucoin. Many of you know them well. And they've been friends of this team for a long time. They were incredible as part of our summer blast in 2020, where Frank did an amazing training, and then Teresa was part of our wellness training. Teresa is a certified nutritional counselor and a holistic health practitioner, as well as being an amazing business partner to Frank, who I've told this to a lot of people. You know, he's one of the most brilliant business people I've ever known. And here's why. He takes the complicated and simplifies it. And that takes brilliance. And you're going to see some of that tonight. Their accolades are significant, 400,000 a year income earners in Legal Shield, working on who knows which million. They've got a huge team. They've got amazing people in their organization. They're on page 34 of the newest profiles. I think this is still the newest. Yeah, it is. So page 34, you can read about that. And I was able to see Frank share this training you're about to see several weeks ago, and reached out and asked him if he'd be willing to do this, because I got so much value from it. And I thought you would all gain from this. And that was a pretty easy thing for me to conclude. So with that, it's an absolute honor for me to turn it over to two dear friends out of Charleston, South Carolina, Frank and Teresa Aucoin. Over to you, and you can go ahead and share your screen when you're ready.
Okay, gosh. Hey, friends, I see so many faces I know. I love this.
Yeah,
Hey, Lynn.
I was looking at him. I saw that Tim Halligan in there, and he's. If I looked that good, I'd carry a full-length mirror.
I tell you what, you know, we asked John how his team's doing. Y'all are doing great. Yeah, I just want to give you a lot of accolades. I know he told us that where's Carlos and Sheila Bird? I don't think they are they on I know they're ring earners.
Yes, we're here. We're here. Hi.
And I know you've got I wrote a couple things down. Oh, and where's Tim and Dani Goeden? I want to see them. If they I think they're the ones that said they had company and they can't go on live. Okay. Oh well. Congratulations. Get to you. There you go. You're close to that ring. I want to know when you hit it. And
Yeah.
Lynn, hey, it's so good to see you too. Y'all know you've got famous people here. You've got, I mean, Lynn's an author and a speaker herself. She was the Ladies of Justice councilwoman for a while, and she did something that I haven't done. She was on stage at the big convention with our own April Hurst. Lynn, I've not done that before. You beat me to it.
Yeah, she's on our team, and we still hadn't done that with her yet. And Jim Harkema, I mean, Millionaire Club member. I mean, that's a
that's great.
dynamic guy. And Tim Halligan, I already mentioned him, right?
Yeah.
And Carlos and Sheila Bird.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
We know all about those people, and I just want to say congratulations to all the rest of you. I recognize a lot of y'all.
I know. It's so cool.
And it's so nice to be on here tonight.
I know, and y'all need to know John Drennan. I mean, he's like way up here in our book. He was here when Frank did. In fact, we had him introduce Frank when he did a whole day seminar on Wealth DNA Revealed, and that was so special. And just, you know, that's the beauty of this business. Yes, we've made a lot of money. I think we're on our 6 million. Yes, that's great. But I will tell you what, it's the relationships. It is the people.
No, it's the money.
No, it's people like John Drennan. So I've got to tell y'all, we joined actually right before COVID. We joined the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Now, y'all got to look it up, see if there's one in your area, because it's really, really cool. It's a chamber of commerce, it's networking, all the normal stuff.
It's business people and people who support business people,
but they're very holistic minded. So they've got kind of a health and wellness presence there all the time, which fit me perfect. And so I've loved it. I've been to a lot of the meetings, canceled a few during COVID, but we've, picked them right back up. And about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, I was talking to the president, who I did recruit, by the way. Ta-da! I'm so proud. And so Alice, I said, Alice, why don't you ask Frank to do a training on wealth? And she just jumped right in. She was excited. And so in the upcoming meeting, which has now been a month ago, I guess, Frank did this training. Now, he did the training that night a little differently than you're going to see it tonight, especially for you and for Legal Shield. So I just want you to kind of know where it came from, because we were pretty astounded at some of the things we learned that night. So now I'll roll it over to you, Frank. Take it over.
Yeah, I
And
would.
you me change. Do you want the screen?
Yeah, give me the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, they
All
might.
right, we're going to share the
I'm as ugly in
screen.
the big pictures as I am in the little pictures. Let's do that.
Sharing the screen here.
Okay. What have you done?
And I don't know. Y'all give me a second. I need to minimize this screen to find it again. I thought it was up. We have things interfering here, so let me clear them out. There it is. Sorry about that. Whoops. Okay, here we go. I had it set and I practiced a while ago. I must have done something to mess it up, but we're going to share the screen now, so we are good to go. All righty, and we're in play mode, and Frank, you got control.
All right. Anyway, first of all, I just want to say that John Drennan is probably one of the classiest people I've ever met in my life. Out of all the people I've known, and it's been over 79 years now, I invited John to introduce me at this big seminar. I did the whole seminar, lasted about 8 or 9 hours, and John did a terrific job. And if you look up in any encyclopedia, Wikipedia, and say, how to live a good life, it would say, you know, you're going to have good character, good habits, good temperament. You have to have good vision. And they would show up a picture of John Drennan right there. I am telling y'all, that guy's picture would show up, and that's how much we respect him. So anyway, Teresa kind of shocked me about a month ago, and she said that she had volunteered me to do a seminar for this Chamber of Commerce, and it's called Wealth DNA Revealed, and it was supposed to last 45 minutes. And it's a pretty small chamber group, and when they made the announcement we were going to do Wealth DNA Revealed, 10 times more people showed up at that
they did
at that meeting than had shown up before. And quite frankly, I'm very rarely shocked at anything, but I was kind of stunned at what I learned there. So I want to tell you the story about that. When we got there, there was a lot of people in the room. They introduced me, and after I thanked them and all that, I said, how many of you in here own a business? And over 75% of the audience raised their hand. And I said, and what about the rest of you? And they said they all supported those businesses. They were CPAs and accountants, and attorneys, and other people who supported those kind of businesses. And then I said, how many of you, have a full-time business, but you have a side hustle on the side? And 100% of that audience
was crazy
raised their hand.
Yeah.
And I suddenly realized why it's been such a great time in legal sales history to start recruiting, because every one of those people, and let me explain to you, we had the youngest there was 17.
Mm-hmm.
He worked at Chick-fil-A, and he was making $9.25 an hour. And the one he made the most was earning $2 million a month, around $2 million a month.
Gross.
And the ages was from 17 to about 80, which I was the oldest guy in the room. So I said, this. I knew that side hustles were a thing, a real big thing. Started in about 2010 with Airbnb and Uber and Lyft and all those companies, but I never realized how big that this side hustle thing really is. And so I went to the labor statistics and just looked up some stuff. So the next few slides is coming straight from the labor of statistics. And then I want to show you why people, when they look at legal shield, say, this is what I want to do. So, but before I start that, and I'm trying to get this thing to work, I think that's a picture of me doing that seminar. I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
250 years ago, there was a book written, and I want to clear up some. I was not around when that book was released. A lot of people think I was, and it was called The Wealth of Nations. And when I read that book a long, long time ago, it changed everything that I knew about business. And it was written by Adam Smith, and here's what it said. The wealth of the world was built on a division of labor, which means this, that none of us on this call tonight or on this Zoom tonight can build any substantial wealth without having other team members. And a lot of people say, I could earn more money if I had more time. Well, it's not more not more time that you need. It's more team that you need. The bigger your team is, the faster your team grows. And so let's take a look at why people are looking for all these side hustles here for a second. You know, why are so many people looking? Here's straight from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. If you find your age over there on the side, and you see what women earn and what men earn, and you can see where you stand in that earning scale. And I was kind of shocked, to be honest with you. So, and I think most of the people here are over 30 years old. So let's just say 35 to 40 years old. The average woman is making 47,000. Average man is making 58,000. And it's not because the men are smarter, it's because the women are smarter. Because, you know, they want to stay home and raise their children and do other things, you know, and, you know, they don't work as long and they have other interests that's probably better than business. But if someone's making $47,000 a year and you've got 3 kids, after taxes, you're really only making about $20-something thousand a year, because taxes is over 50% of your income. You got state, federal, local tax, you have sewage tax, you got food tax, gas tax, luxury tax. It literally takes up about 50% of your income. So, and I don't care what scale you're on there, that's the reason many people are looking for a side hustle right there. Here's the other reason, inflation. How many of you know that gas prices is up? How many of y'all have realized that? I mean, it's up almost 50% right now. Food, insurance, rent, home prices, and people are, you know, out there. People are spending more than they earn, and they want to close the gap on their earnings, and they're all after side hustle. They want to make ends meet. They're saving for retirement. They're paying off the kids' colleges. And I looked up, and the average family of 4 is now paying around $9,000 a year just for insurance, if you can imagine that. A lot of y'all are paying for long-term care for someone or someone in your family or maybe somebody else. You're trying to save vacation, maybe for a car. Maybe they've got a calling they're doing, like Teresa is in the nutrition. She doesn't earn any money with her stuff, but I mean, she just teaches people. But a lot of people do have a side hustle doing that. And they want to take better care of their family. They have a creative outlet by doing that. They got to pay off credit cards. The average family only has $1,000 to $3,500 in savings for an emergency. And here's the stunning thing. The average side hustle, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, only earn $100 to $1,200 per month. That's the average side hustle. And almost all are looking for a better one. Everyone in that room was looking for a better side hustle. I can tell you that right now. Some of them have 2 or 3 of them going right now. 64 million people, including us, are on Social Security. And the average Social Security check is $1,400 a month. That's $17,160. And 64 million people are trying to live on that. And that's before taxes, and that's before they take out for your insurance. And they're looking for something also. And here's some other people looking. And I was shocked at this too. 70% of the millennials surveyed said they were looking for a side hustle. 38, and this one shocked me, 38% of Gen X's are doing something, looking for something on the side. 28% of us baby boomers are there. 43 million college students. 57% of 18 to 34-year-olds already have a side hustle. 45% of all working Americans have a side hustle. And this was right along with that chamber meeting when I asked to raise their hand. 75% of the people in there were working, and they all had side hustles, and the other 25% had side hustles also. I think these numbers are a little low, as a matter of fact. And almost all are looking for a better side hustle. Now, like many of you on this Zoom tonight, most of you have a level 10 skill set. You know legal skill. You know what to do with your business or any other business you're in. And you have a level 10 work ethic also. You work hard. And most of you have a level 10 reason for doing this business. But most people are working in a level 1 business. Let me explain that. They're working in a level 1 business with only a level 1 income stream, a one-dimensional income stream. 99% of side hustles is one-dimensional income stream. with zero recurring income. If you have a side hustle and you move a product or service and you make that sale or you do something and people pay you, you're one and done. It's over. You have no recurring anything. And everyone in that room was trying to find something with recurring income. Here's what a one-dimensional income stream looks like. Let's say you're married, you've got a kid or two. Johnny, you taking pictures? Just do like this. John's taking pictures. You know, there's two of you, maybe you've got a few kids, you've got a job, there's two of you bringing money in the house to feed your family and to pay off the house and stuff. And the average person is going to work 45 years in their life, 93,500 hours, doing something they can't own, can't sell, and can't leave to their family. That never has made sense to me. And also, they not only have reoccurring debt and bills, but they have, debt and spending, but they have reoccurring bills. And here's what most of us, probably most of you on the phone, are in a one-dimensional business or job if you have a regular job. And if, unfortunately, you lose that job, I just took it away there, you're underneath trying to hold all this stuff up. And here's what happens. That thing, if you lose that job, tilts. And this is when people lose things like their lights and their water, their insurance. They get their car repossessed. They may get their house repossessed. This is where people go bankrupt. And that's the problem with a one-dimensional income stream. So let me put you back together here for a minute. Give you back your job. If you do this for 45 years, the only thing that's really going to happen is that you're going to get old and you're going to get tired. And I know because we did that for a long time. I had a one-dimensional business. And if I made a sale in that business, we were okay. But if I didn't, there's nothing. So let's go to the next one here. Here's why Legal Shield is the perfect side hustle. And I'm going to tell y'all something. It has treated us unbelievable. First of all, Legal Shield doesn't care how old you are, or how short you are, how big you are, what color you are, what your education background is. I think I was 57 or 58 when we started this business.
56, I think.
56?
I'd have to go back and look.
I mean, and since 56 to now, we've made millions of dollars. So here's the story. Legal Shield has multi-dimensional income and benefits. And I want to go over these. Front-end money, you get paid when you sign up somebody. You get back-end money, you get residuals. There's benefits and incentives that you cannot believe. There's just incredible trips and all kinds of stuff. But here's the biggest 2 points. It's a self-replicating business and a self-replicating income stream that continues to grow every month during the business once you start. There's hardly any other businesses on the earth that are self-replicating. Right now, inside of Legal Shield, there are 44,000. We just called the home office the other day. Over 44,000 families drawing residual income. And here's an example. Eddie and Dee Dee Smith the other day, they've been with us a while now, and they're part-time. They've always been part-time. Their reoccurring income, in other words, their residual income that day that I talked to them, now listen to this, that day was $4,500 from that day, not the new money for the membership, just that day. If you go back to that first slide I showed you, there are people who make that in a month. They made that as their reoccurring income. I think the other day the company told us we had $5,000
in a residual income. Well, in an account that.
Yeah, we didn't even remember we had, and they sent us $5,000 something dollars, But our residual income is about 99.9% of our income right now, and all of you are aware of John and Elizabeth Gardner, I'm sure. They're earning over $600,000 a year, and I would tell you that 80 or 90% of that is reoccurring income. And here's what that looks like. So I just want to let y'all see what this looks like. So I'm gonna put the same picture back up here. Maybe you've got a job, maybe your wife has a job, but you're underneath there trying to balance this thing out and hope you don't lose that job because it's going to fall over. So right now, They have the same thing you have. They have reoccurring spending and debt and reoccurring bills. And I'll show you right here, if I can get this thing to click on.
We do this
Okay,
way now.
right. This is a level 1 income stream. The same as the other family had. Identical. No difference. Except this time they started their legal show business. You took your piggy bank and you're going to turn it into a biggie bank. You took a little money and start a huge business and you didn't realize it. You turn a piggy bank into a biggie bank.
Top is there one.
You want me to do this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you bring a few people in your business. Teresa and I's goal was, when we started, to bring in 1 or 2 people a month. Now, some months we brought in 3 or 4. Some of y'all are doing a lot better than we've ever done. We've never been hot shot, but we brought in about 2 people a month. And so as you add these people, every one of them, when they make a sale, they get paid and you get paid. Now you're not the only one paying off all those bills. You know, if you've got someone in your business that's in the performance club, that one couple or that one person will probably make you $300 to $400 a month or a lot more. So, you know, you might, you know, bring 2 or 3 a month in, and at the end of the year, you could have a few people. I think on here there's like 9 or 10 people. Let's see, there's 6, 7, 8, 9. And now almost all your bills are paid for. You're not the only one that's underneath there supporting this thing. And then you might bring in somebody like, let's call it John Harkimer right there. Jim Harkimer. Now, Jim's got, I think, over 10,000 associates on his team. You had one income stream coming in and one person coming into your business, all of a sudden your business blows up. And I could go through all of your top leaders, and a lot of you people don't think you're top leaders. You're bringing in people also. So now you've got a level 1 income stream, a level 2. And I'm telling you, by the time you get to this point, probably all your bills are paid for, and you've got thousands of dollars a month to put back in your bank account, your savings, and paying off all those bills. As they bring on more people, and 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 some of you will do what we did. We got rich, and it wasn't our fault. You know, we have John Gardner in our business and Elizabeth Gardner in our business.
The late great John.
The late great John Gardner. That one couple has put 50,000 associates,
Something like that. Yeah.
50,000 associates into our business. We had 2 income streams when we started this. That one couple, the next person you recruit could retire you. So do not ever underestimate a single parent, a teacher, a preacher, or anybody else that comes in your business, because they're going to come in your business and do really good, like, you know, Eddie and Dee Dee Smith, or John Elizabeth Gardner, or Rob and April Hurst, or all the other people on our team, and all the ones on your teams. And then what's going to happen is one day, you know, you will have financial stability. You'll have joy, happiness, peace, and freedom in your life. And you'll also have recurring income. But one day you're going to walk away from this because you can't do it or don't want to do it, or you're going to get carried away. But your family will still have that recurring income and have emotional stability and financial stability. So I'm just saying to you, Legal Shield is probably the single best business out there for a multi-dimensional income stream. People with one-dimension income streams are in real danger of losing everything in the future. Here's another way to look at this, a simpler way. And all of you have seen this chart. The years on top, that's 5 years on top.
Or months.
Or months.
Or whatever.
And this is the time you're going to use. You're going to have a lot more time put a lot more time in your business when you first start. But as you bring a few people into business, and then they bring a few people into business, you'll notice your money's getting bigger, but your time's getting smaller that you're putting into business. And then next year, you put a few more people into business. They're bringing a few more people. They're bringing a few more people. We've always been part-time here.
Yeah. But
lately, we're semi-retired right now. And I'm telling you, if I died tomorrow, and John Drennan said, "Teresa, how's Frank doing?" She would say, "Frank who?"
Oh, Frank.
because
That's not funny.
because her income would not change one iota, because I'm no longer the one producing that income. So just looking back on this, I just want to tell you, there's millions of people out there on Social Security. There's millions of college students out there. There's millions of single parents, teachers, preachers, insurance agents, financial planners, CPAs, accountants that are looking for something. And you may recruit somebody, and we call them sneezers. You recruit, these are sneezers. You recruit them, and when they sneeze, they infect the whole world. And if you infect them with Legal Shield, they will tell the whole world. They'll sneeze on all their friends and tell their friends about Legal Shield. And you can have a business that's just incredible with y'all. So here's what I'd like to wrap up with. We started with the wealth of nations, that the wealth of nations were built on a division of labor. Your future is the same way. Will be built on a division of labor. Everybody collaborating to help everybody else. And that's what this team, John, that Drennan team is so famous at doing. All of you help everybody else. And as you bring more people into business, it'll happen also. So here's my dream and here's my nightmare, that you got this, so that your family's history will change. I guess my nightmare is, that you didn't get this, and you spend your life in a one-dimensional income stream, and if something happens to you, you get sick or you get injured or something, you can't work, it will not be a good thing. So, John, I'm going to wrap it up there, and I want all of you to make the rest of your life the best of your life, and thanks for inviting Teresa and I on here, and we'll stay on and answer anything or take a comment or anything else.
We'll stop sharing the screen.
Okay, we'll stop sharing this screen now. Thank y'all so much.
All right. Well, first of all, that was fabulous. I know on behalf of everyone on here, about 50 people, everyone loved that. And I would like to ask you a question. Bear with me. I'm changing my view here on my screen. Okay.
Right.
So, Frank, I referenced something I learned from you in my book, and that's the difference between buyers and suppliers. And I give the example back when I taught high school.
Okay.
I would get my paycheck, and then I was a buyer. I paid the mortgage, I bought groceries, I did these different things, but in no way was I a supplier. And I knew every year I might get a 3% increase. And Teresa, you were a teacher, you totally get that. But then I did become a supplier without understanding any of this. And I lay this out in the book that I sold sporting goods on the side. Now, all of a sudden, I'm a supplier. And that started bringing in that additional income.
Yeah.
Would you mind just commenting to help lock that idea in for listeners?
Yeah, I'd love to, John. 97% of the people on earth, 97% are buyers, and 3% of the people on earth are suppliers. When the poor and middle class, which we were, we were poor and we were middle class, we would get our paychecks and we'd look at the world and we'd say, what can we buy? So we look at the world, we got the paycheck, we say, what do we buy? And that's what the poor middle class always do. And then the rich do not do that. They look at the world and say, what can I supply? There's people buying water, people supplying water. People buying cars, people supplying cars. People buying planes, people supplying planes. If all you're doing is buying, sooner or later you're going to be crying. If you start supplying, you'll be flying. And there's a saying that says, the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. Well, duh. It's a refined study of the obvious, because if 97% of the people on earth are sending 3% of the people all the money, it's inevitable that you're going to get rich. So just ask yourself this question. What product, service, or opportunity are you supplying, and how many people do you supply? And if you're not supplying, I am telling you, all you're doing is buying. And you simply need to switch over. Like right now, we have over 500,000 people we signed up with our team. Right.
Members?
Yeah, members, about 500,000.
Something like that.
And I didn't do that. We had a large team supplying people with that product. That service. And whether we wanted to get rich or not, it was inevitable. We were going to make some money, that's for sure. So just remember, and you should teach your kids, listen, in life, you're going to either be buying or supplying. You can get your money and buy all the time, or you can supply and you can become wealthy. So I hope that cleared that up a little. Remember, if
Yeah,
you're
that
blind,
was
you could be
great. Thank
flying.
you. And
If you're supplying, you could be flying.
And just real quick, we've got other Millionaire Club members on here, Jim Harkman, Timur Halligan. We also have a couple other ring earners, Carlos and Sheila Bird, who you pointed out, Kathy Scribner. I think that's all our ring earners. So I want to open it up and just see if any of them, and I hadn't prepped them for this, so if any of them would like to ask you a question, I'd love, do you have another minute or 5?
Yeah, or a comment. They can comment, whatever they want to do.
Or a comment, please.
I'd love to hear from them.
Hey,
Hello,
Frank and
Mr.
Teresa,
Aucoin.
it's
How you-
Timmer here.
Hi.
Wow, thanks so much for coming on tonight. Really, really appreciate it. You know, I'm 53 now, and Frank started when he was 56, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling really, really good right now. And I think, you know, just the whole concept of the side hustle, you know, I think so many people are out there, and we're starting to see people today we were always afraid to talk to about a side hustle, and they come to us with a side hustle first.
Yeah.
And we're like, daggone it, I wish I would have talked to you. And you know, I thought that, you know, what you said tonight, the next person you recruit could be the one to that you. I felt that I wrote that one down, put big stars by it and asterisks. And, you know, I just appreciate you so much. And, you know, I've had the opportunity, Frank and I would sit outside together, and man, I learned so much from you over the years, just listening to some of the stories that you tell. So I so appreciate y'all. And thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Tim, thank you for being a lifelong friend. I really appreciate it. I've enjoyed our time together also. Good man. All right.
Any other ring earner comments?
Yes, sir. This is Carlos and Sheila Bird. Sorry we can't be on camera. We just come back from traveling, but didn't want to miss this call, Mr. Aucoin, because I just love your training. You know, you simplify everything to make it so understandable. You know, also like Timur, I take your training serious. You know, when we was at the Gold Retreat, I still have your notes. Not too long ago, I looked at those notes, and it just is inspiring. You know, especially when we hear from you as well. You know, but this is I heard this training before, but hearing it this time, especially during the time in the recruiting, you know, era that we're going through right now. It just excited me all over again. So I'm definitely looking forward to putting everything you said in place and try to help create more income for folks being suppliers. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, anyone else? And Dani, Goeden, I'm looking at you. You're like a minute away from your 50,000 ring, and
Wow.
newest executive directors who have held it. Also, if you've got a question or comment, or any other ring earners or EDs.
You know, I'm gonna mimic what everybody said. You know, I've heard your training before, but one thing that I told the team after attending convention is I've heard it with different ears. You know, when I attended convention and things before, and I was doing these trainings and taking notes, it really wasn't in an executive director mindset. And now I have an executive director mindset and a soon to be $50,000 ring earner mindset. And so I definitely heard it a little differently, and it's going to help me approach some of these people a little differently that I've been working on. So definitely appreciate you doing that training again, because I needed to hear it with my new ears.
Your new ears look very good, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything.
Hey, by the way, since we can hear from everyone, go ahead and if you want, put in the chat any comments so Frank and Teresa can see those and save them, because I know you all got comments. So let's do that.
I want to comment. We want to comment.
I know. I want to tell everybody that our leaders just worked on our 2022 list of books of the month that the team reads together, one a month. And the very first one, by popular demand, not just me and Frank, is going to be your book, John Drennan. So in January, I definitely want you on one of my Zooms.
Oh, yeah.
If not before.
And every one of you need to buy about 10 or 20 copies of that and get them out to everybody.
I can't wait to go through this with the team. This is just awesome. Every bit of it.
That's not just leadership stuff. That's life lessons in that book.
Thank you, guys.
Brennan, you're awesome, buddy. You are awesome. And to all the rest of you, you know, I don't care if you've only got 3 or 4 people in your business. You just keep on going, because the next person could change everything in your life forever. So, you know, it's been a pleasure being on here, John.
Well, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I want everyone to know we did record this, so it'll be up on our calendar, successpartnerscalendar.com. Just give it a day or so. And just Frank and Teresa, appreciate you so much and the wisdom you bring to not just your team, our team, but all of Legal Shield. And you've done it for now decades. So it's
we'll do a different training next time. We'll do totally different trainings next time, John.
Okay, everyone heard it. There's going to be a next time.
New graphics, new everything. I just
right.
thought this was important about the side hustles right now.
Timing of that was superb. So, hey, we love you. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank y'all. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Love you. So good to
Take
see
care.
so many faces.
I think I've probably got a lot of business to take care of there.
All right, well, back to our Sunday Zoom coordinators, Dani and Leigh. Thank you so much. So over to you. Thanks to the Aucoins.
Thank you so much, Mr. Drennan, and thanks so much, Teresa and Frank. It's always great to hear from you, and super excited you'll be coming back and sharing with us again. I love hearing that commitment. You know, we are recording this, so we have record of it. Thank you so much, and thanks to everybody that makes this Zoom happen, and super excited. We had almost 50 people on this evening, and that's definitely due to the amazing training that we had and everybody sharing that information out. And before I go back out to Mr. Steve Beck for our closing video, I wanted to share a motivational quote for you that kind of goes along with what Teresa and Frank shared tonight. Debbie Millman, who is a podcasting pioneer and designer, said this: if you imagine less, less will be what you undoubtedly deserve. Do what you love and don't stop until you get what you love. And with that, Mr. Steve, I'll end the we'll end the recording and go to you for a video. I also wanted to let you know, if you're not using the noon Zooms, we are adding some new players on that. So you'll have some new folks sharing those presentations. Those are set 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern for 15 minutes on Tuesday and Thursday. And then our Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern are half-hour Zooms to go over both the membership and the opportunity. All right, Mr. Beck, back to you, sir.